Hello and welcome to MCU characters that should return. Now my inspiration for this video is I'm coming off the 4th episode of WandaVision, where we see the return of Jimmy Woo and Darcy. And overall I quite liked those returns. I felt like they were both quite well handled and I had some fun with them. So overall, yeah, here are some more characters I'd like to see return and what projects I'd probably do with those characters. Now my first idea is Justin Hammer. Now he was the kind of secondary villain in Iron Man 2 and I would probably put him in the upcoming Armor Wars show with War Machine. I feel like, again, he probably wouldn't be the main villain of that show, but I feel like if it's about Iron Man suits getting into the wrong hands, it's kind of the Justin Hammer deal, and overall I feel like he would be a great fit in the War Machine show, which is basically Armor Wars. So, yeah. There's kind of like a subcategory of characters that I'd quite like to see return, and that is TV show characters I'd like to see in the wider MCU. Some examples from Marvel Netflix: I'd love to see Daredevil back, which he probably will be in Spider-Man 3. I'd love to see Jessica Jones back, Kingpin, that type of thing. I'd see Luke Cage as well. My other big TV show I'd bring some characters back from is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. However, I wouldn't do Coulson just because LMD Coulson was stupid, and his Coulson's timeline in the main MCU works and has a very nice bookend in the original Avengers, so I wouldn't, even though I love Phil Coulson, I wouldn't bring him back, but I would bring characters like Daisy Johnson and Fitz and Simmons I'd definitely want to bring back. Mac I'd almost definitely want to bring back. It's those types of characters that I think could do really well in supporting roles in the MCU. For example, if Sword starts to play a bigger role, S.H.I.E.L.D., Sword, pop those agents in. For example, if Chloe Bennett was interested, I'd love to see her join the Secret Invasion show with Samuel L. Jackson. I think, fair enough, she might not have like the biggest role, but I think she'd be great on that show. Another pick for me is definitely the Grandmaster. I feel like Thor Ragnarok, I loved seeing him, and I feel like, again, I probably wouldn't see him for long. I feel like that's one of the things that's probably like a 2-minute cameo in, say, Thor Love and Thunder, or even, I reckon he'd be very fun in like an episode of the Loki TV show, especially because that might be going on for multiple series apparently. So if the Grandmaster could show up at some point, that would be amazing. I think someone like Hydra again could probably show up in WandaVision, but overall I would like to see the return of Hydra overall as an organisation. I feel like you can just have a lot of fun with Hydra. I feel like, fair enough, you don't want to be repeating old ground, but I feel like there could be something to do with Hydra. I just think Red Skull could be a good possibility. Returning to see him again, I feel, could be really, really fun. Don't know if there's anywhere to go with him, but overall he was a character I liked and I could happily see him again. I think Peter Dinklage had a really fun role in Infinity War, and overall, if he wanted to, I think something like a Thor Love and Thunder, I feel like that could be a great return for like a nice 5-minute cameo, I think. I think Ultron is another big one. Again, you probably wouldn't want a second Avengers film about Ultron, but I feel like Ultron would be a great thing to see return. I actually think the best way for Ultron to return is probably something to do with WandaVision, or say Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. I feel like that arc would probably be the best time to actually see Ultron return and the effect he had on Wanda. So you never know. And last but not least, would I bring back any of the dead guys? So generally just the big superheroes that are out. So Cap, Iron Man, Quicksilver, Black Widow. My big answer to that is probably no. I mean, Black Widow's found an exception. Someone like Vision's found an exception. Quicksilver will probably show up in WandaVision, but overall, apart from these excuses, I don't really want them to like be brought back to life necessarily. It's fun to use them in these alternative worlds, but overall, it's just not something I'm really interested in the story perspective, to see these characters who've had brilliant ends come back to life. That's why I'm happy with the Loki show and what it's doing, but I'm glad it isn't resurrecting the Loki we know and love. So, those are my picks. Got your own? Leave them in the comments, and bye.
This is Willany, and if you're not already subscribed to The Nerdy Brit, right, you should be, right? If you're not, you're a loser too.